Welcome to the podcast that passes poor performance on pop culture. I'm one of your hosts, Darren Duncan, alongside with my best friend, Audie Marsh. We're just a couple of cool cats casually causing some chaos with conversation. We're here to entertain you, not hurt your feelings, so don't blame us. What's up, dudes?
What's up?
What is going on this awesome Friday evening?
Well, I am currently sucking up some resin fumes. I got the resin machine going. So hopefully I survive by the end of this hour.
What kind of resin?
It's 3D printing resin. It's this machine right here.
Oh shit! I didn't know you had a 3D printer.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
got like fucking 9 of them.
What all that is. Yeah. So I was hoping it was done by the time we started, but I'll suck it up.
What's it print with? Is it like epoxy or plastic or?
Yeah, it's like it comes in a bottle. It's washable resin. You're supposed to wear like gloves and a mask and don't get it on your skin. And I don't think you're supposed to inhale it. But whatever.
So what? Like, does it tell you not to do it in the house or what? I mean, where else are you supposed to do it?
It says like well ventilated, but I got my window open, so like what more can you ask for? You know?
Put a fan in the window facing outwards.
Well, I had my fan on, but I didn't want it to mess up the audio. Look, I live and die for this shit. So
we need more Patreons to pay all your fucking hospital bills.
It's gonna pay all the fucking. I'm laid up with cancer or something. It's gonna pay that, I guess.
Matt, didn't you have a lung collapse one time?
I did, yeah.
How the fuck that happened?
Well, I don't know. They called it an pneumothorax. Apparently, it's a pretty normal thing. We were on the road. I got home on like I don't know, Sunday morning, and I had a cramp. What I thought was a cramp in my shoulder, and it got worse and worse and worse throughout the day. And finally, I knew something was wrong, and I tried to get up to go to bed, and it was really painful, and I couldn't breathe. So one of my rules is you go to the hospital if you think you might die. So I thought if I went to sleep, I might die. So I went to the hospital, collapsed lung.
That's crazy. Did they tell you like how long it was collapsed for? Or?
No, but the doctor did tell me he thought it was my second collapse because I'd had a similar pain that went away about 2 months earlier. And second I walked in the hospital, they asked me how tall I was and what I weighed, and I told them, and they knew right away it was a collapsed lung. Apparently, if you're a tall, skinny white guy, it can just fucking happen. So it just happened, and they said normally when it happens, it's a small enough collapse that it will repair itself, but this was a 60% collapse in my right lung.
That's fucking nuts. So it's not from smoking 6 packs of Newports a day, it's just fucking...
No, well, at the time, I was... this was like 10 or 11 years ago. I was 29 or 30, and I was a 2.5 pack a day smoker from the age of 16 till 30, and from 10 till 16 I was a pack a day smoker. So I went in the hospital, and they did all the scans and shit on my lungs, and at the time I was in Fairfax, Virginia, and the Inova Heart and Lung Center there is like one of the top 3 in the country. And my doctor was the guy that had just invented the current procedure to fix a collapsed lung. So he was like, shit, dude was like younger than me. And he, after looking at my lungs, he came in the room. He was like, what do you do for a living? I was like, I'm a singer. He said, well, after looking at your lungs, if you continue to smoke, you're going to have emphysema by the time you're 40, 45. If you quit smoking now, you'll probably still get emphysema, but you'll probably be 80 or 90. So never smoke another cigarette.
Those are good odds.
Insane.
I sit here with my cigar.
Yeah, you don't have to inhale those.
No.
Fucking 2.5 packs a day. I didn't even know there was enough time in the day to smoke that many cigarettes.
When you're driving around playing music, there's time.
Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Like 4 shows. I was in the hospital for a week.
No shit. It's in. I know it's in the "Sexy and I Know It" music video. I think.
Yeah.
You're in the hospital bed. You got a bunch of wires on you and shit.
It was brutal, and I actually, the week before that, I'd never go to the fucking doctor. But the week before that, I got fucking MRSA. You guys know what MRSA is?
Yeah.
It's on the skin, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, the week before my lung collapse, completely unrelated, we'd been on the road and I got fucking MRSA and I had 4 abscesses in my abdomen that they had to cut open and like they cut me open and pulled shit out and then they stuffed gauze between my skin and muscle and I had to play a show like that.
Fuck.
So when I went into the hospital with the collapsed lung, I was still on medication for MRSA. So they put me in like an isolated room. They made everybody wear gowns and masks and shit when they came in. It was fucked up, man.
Did they know how you got that? Because you get that from other people, don't you?
I got tattooed. I sat for about 7.5 hours on a tattoo. I stayed the night in North Carolina. I took a train from North Carolina to DC. Then we went on tour, and I was in and out of hotel rooms for the next 2 weeks. And dude, that MRSA is the most painful shit I have ever had in my life.
Really?
Oh my God, dude, it's brutal.
It's just like sores or what?
It's medically resistant staph infection. So it's a staph infection, and apparently this shit can kill you, but mine happened to be abscesses like on my skin around the tattoo, not in the tattoo, but around it. So it just got on me somewhere while I was healing. You know, I think I sat too long and just wore down my body's natural defenses and fucking got it.
Yeah, that makes
Wow.
sense. Did it fuck up your tattoo at all?
Yeah, I got missing ink on a couple spots where they had to cut me.
I figured since they had to cut you open.
Scalpel. They cut me with the scalpel and like put fucking pliers in there and pulled shit out. It was fucking brutal, man. I went home. We went home. Like I thought, you know, it's ingrown hairs. I justify anything to keep from going to the doctor. So we got off the road and I got like these fucking abscesses on my stomach like that. So I'm like, it's an ingrown hair. So I take a hot shower, get out of the shower, and I'm like, I'm just gonna, you know, squeeze the infection out of this thing. I squeezed it, so much stuff came out that it pulled air back in when it was done. And I just laid on the ground. I almost passed out. My stomach went. I laid on the ground for like 10 minutes and I got up and I was like, okay, this might actually kill me. I'm going to the hospital.
So do you not go to the hospital because that's the tough guy Italian in you, or it's because you don't have good insurance?
We got great insurance now. I don't like hospitals, man. If I can walk, if I can't walk, if I can't stop the bleeding, if I think I might die, that's when I go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I'm dealing with some personal health issues too, that I've been putting it off since Iraq. And I think it's finally catching up to me. So I go in for a colonoscopy in April 7th.
Damn.
So
that's
I
gonna be
hope,
awesome.
right? We should do a
love it.
podcast when I'm still doped up on or after the procedure, but I'm not too happy about that, but whatever, you know. I'm
They
like
can do
you,
that
Matt,
shit
like
now.
Matt, I'm like you, dude, like I'm so stubborn, man. I'll like damn near die before I go. And I got insurance, dude. Like I'll die before I go, but like
Me
when
too,
you're
man.
bleeding, like when you bleed and you're not hurting, I think I probably should go.
I mean, I've done
You
some
know?
dumb shit and not gone, but yeah, I hate it. I fucking hate doctors, man.
No, I do too. I hate the hospitals.
They always want to give you the upsell.
Don't ever WebMD anything.
Dude, you said we're about conspiracy theories. That's a fucking conspiracy theory. The whole fucking medical system.
Yeah,
They're just
100%.
Shit at all.
Absolutely.
And dude,
it's all about that money, man.
Right.
Yeah,
but
it is.
People
it's not
that
about
look like
curing you. It's about keeping you spending fucking money.
Right. Yeah, because if they cured everybody, then there'd be no customers. You know, they don't look at us as patients, we're customers. And every product wants you to keep coming back. Like chemo doesn't fucking do anything. Like, and a lot of these medicines and shit, like the pharmaceutical companies push for it to get prescribed. And then like if the doctor prescribes so many in a year, they fucking send them to a convention in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean? Like
the fucking lobbyists in DC fucking the shit out of all of us, man.
Right.
Bunch of fucking assholes. Bunch of rich people.
Yep.
Yeah, I to definitely get back on the cancer thing with the chemo. I think we've had the cure
Yeah.
for some time now, but the pharmaceutical companies, they make that money, and like my mom went through chemo and it was worse than the cancer that she was dealing with, and she till this day is still dealing with the chemo treatments, and it's just she's alive and you can say, okay, chemo did
Mhm.
probably deter and get kind of rid of it. She's in intermission, but was it worth it? Like, if she didn't have TRICARE, I think she told me it was like $400,000-500,000, if not more.
That's
Yeah.
fucking ridiculous, man.
And
And then
and
people
speaking
put
of
up.
cancer, I hate to cut you off, Matt, but Ryan, a good supporter of ours, he's having I don't mean to throw his personal shit out there, but Ryan's listening. I want to say, Ryan's a trooper. He's been dealing with some stuff related to cancer. So, Ryan, if you're listening, dude, man, stay strong and hang in there, dude. Um, he's a big supporter of us, Matt. I had to
That's
give
cool.
Ryan a shout out because he's a tough son of a bitch, man. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit. I don't want to make the podcast all sad or nothing, but that shit killed my sister
Well,
too. Like she had breast cancer.
yeah.
She cut off her boobs. She beat it, and then it went to her bones, and
Yep.
like she
Fuck.
died in a year. It's like fuck, man.
Yeah, dude.
That's
And that's
crazy.
Brutal, man.
my
Yeah.
mom's dealing with, man. She had the breast cancer and dude, man. But back on the conspiracy theories with the shit, it's fucking money and it pisses me off because we can cure AIDS,
Hmm.
which there is a cure. I'm not fucking crazy. I've
Shit,
seen
Magic
it.
Johnson had AIDS since I was in
I was
second
just gonna
grade.
say that.
But yeah,
I'm
well,
Yeah.
fucking 35 now.
he
Mhm.
freebased his money, so that's what cured him. He was freebasing his fucking money.
Yeah, if you got the money, you can get away with murder and you can live with AIDS.
Yeah, you can do anything.
And
with
you got to
money.
be a sports star too, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
He
fucking.
did that shit. OJ did that shit.
Fuck yeah, he did.
Dude, there's Vince Bugliosi wrote a book called The 5 Reasons Why OJ Got Away with Murder. And OJ wrote a fucking book.
on,
Really?
Yeah,
if he did it.
it's called If I Did It. Did you know that, Matt?
No, I didn't.
Dude, all right. So OJ Simpson wrote a fucking book called If I Did It. Nobody would touch it. Nobody would publish it at all. And fucking Ron Goldman's dad fucking published it, dude.
No shit.
The guy he fucking killed. Yeah. So
Yeah.
then when they released the book, he put the words "if" super fucking small. So it says
That's
"I Did It" by
awesome.
OJ Simpson.
That's awesome. Jesus Christ.
Dude,
man.
that's 100% real, man. I gotta get this fucking book. I haven't read it, but yeah. Like
God.
that's
The
fucking
90s was
genius.
wild.
Yeah, this happened pretty recently, I think, with that book. But yeah,
He
it's
was in
fucking
jail for
nuts.
some other shit. They finally got him on something.
He stole all of his
Stole-
memorabilia back from a
Yeah.
museum. Like
Stole
I think
his whole-
I think he donated it or some shit, and then he was fucking broke, and he went in and robbed the place to steal all of his memorabilia so he could fucking sell it to get some money and shit.
Wow.
Oh man,
It's fucked up.
that's stupid. He's stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking idiot.
Piece of
What
shit.
a dumbass.
Uh,
But yeah, dude, people like me and you, Matt, we don't really get, I don't know what your experience, but I never get treated well by doctors. Everybody thinks I'm a fucking drug seeker because I got neck tattoos and a face tattoo. I'll go in there, cut to the
Mhm.
bone needing stitches, and they still won't want to give me fucking pain pills because they think I'm just going to sell them, or they think I cut myself or some shit just to get fucking pain pills.
Yeah,
It's
they
bullshit.
definitely. I went in one time with Olga, my wife. She gets kidney stones all the time. And I've gone in with her before when she had a kidney stone, and they will not bring pain medication into the room. We were on the road one time. I don't know if you ever met, no, you never met Carl, our original bass player.
No.
We're in, where the fuck were we? We were in like Connecticut or something, going to play a show. And Carl, we don't know what caused it. Our theory is did you ever meet Sean O'Neill?
No.
I don't think you ever met. Well, Sean used to travel with us. Tommy used to travel with us. Drew was our drummer. Carl was our bass player. Sean pulls up this video. You ever seen Jar Squatter?
No.
Yeah.
No? Yeah. He pulls
Oh,
up Jar
yeah.
Squatter. I'm driving. Sean pulls up Jar Squatter, which is a man squatting on a glass jar. The glass jar shatters inside his ass and blood starts squirting out. So Sean pulls up this video. They're watching in the van. I look over, I'm driving. I see what's about to happen, and I look away because I got a weak stomach. I'm not about to watch that because I'll fucking pass out. Well, Carl in the back seat, I don't know if it was just something happened at the same second or if he passed out from this fucking blood squirting out the guy's ass. Carl's fucking out, like his head's back, he's like choking and shit. I'm driving, we're like, shit, Carl's dying. So I fucking step on it. We put hospital in the GPS. We go to the fucking hospital. They're running all these tests on Carl and shit. And Sean's awesome, man. Sean doesn't take shit from anybody. And Curtis was with us. Everybody's with us. And it's like 9 a.m. We've been driving all fucking night. We look strung out. None of us do drugs. But Sean notices that the nurses write related to drug use down on the fucking sheet. And Sean starts losing his fucking shit in the hospital. He's like, we fucking told you nobody here is on drugs. I'm the only one that smokes pot. I'm high as shit. They didn't do anything. Here, give me a computer. So he takes the fucking computer from the nurse and pulls up jarsquatter.com. He's like, look at it. That's what Carl.
Oh my god. We
Holy
called
shit.
it one guy, one jar.
Drug use.
That's
Yeah.
insane that he grabbed it from her and typed it in and made her one. Did she even watch it or no?
I don't remember. Sean never gave two shits about people, man. He's probably watching. Sean's awesome.
That's fucking hilarious. How was he just like your guys' friend or something? I met one guy that wasn't in the band, but he was like shooting your tour for a music video and shit.
That was Chris Canada. Now Sean and Tommy and Curtis they all helped us with everything, with management and booking and all that when we first started out. Before we were full time. Once we went full time, we really couldn't afford. We were fucking strapped all the time, so we couldn't really travel with people. But the three of them were really the reason we got up off the ground when we were a local and a regional.
Curtis, he did a lot with your booking, right? And he'd get your hotel rooms and shit.
He did, yeah.
Wouldn't
So
he?
one with us, and I had to do it.
Wouldn't he book you hotel rooms like under goofy ass names like Professor fucking Thornberry or just some stupid shit? Like, didn't he fuck with you?
Probably.
Because you talked about it one time. There was like a Facebook post I saw where you're like, I go to check in my hotel room and Curtis is like, by the way, I checked you in under fucking Professor something stupid. I don't know if he was fucking with you or if he really did it or what.
Wouldn't surprise me. I don't know. There's a chance if I said it on Facebook, it was total bullshit, though.
Right. I can see that. That's some funny shit. Yeah, I've traveling with extra people, man. That'd be a pain in the ass. Like to feed everybody. Like I've heard of.
It was awesome then because we were all real fucking tight, Like Tommy.
Right.
Tommy's my oldest fucking friend. Like I met Tommy in the in-school suspension room in the 7th grade, and I've known Sean forever, and I've known Curtis since I was like 15. So it was cool because we were all real tight. But it was also bad because you got 6 guys that are best friends touring together. Shit goes down. Everybody's right there.
Right. Yeah, I've heard of like your bigger bands, like even bands that are on Ozfest and shit, having like $2 a day food budgets per person and shit. Like, fuck that, having to feed everybody.
Yeah.
We were $10 a day.
Oh, you guys did have a food budget?
Yeah, we had a $10 a day per diem. That's why we went to the grocery store every day.
That's what I would do. I would just like fucking buy a loaf of bread and some bologna and shit. Like fucking.
Yeah.
You gotta eat vegetables, man. We tour with bands that they eat fucking fast food all the time. How the fuck are you gonna perform when you're eating McDonald's every goddamn day?
Yeah. Yeah, that's not healthy at all. And you get stomach aches and try not to shit on stage. And not only that, it'd get fucking expensive, man, I would think.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I forgot what two restaurants it was, but I think you guys were parked in between the Chipotle and somewhere else, and you were like, they both suck, so you flipped the coin to see where you were gonna eat
No,
at.
man, Chipotle was our shit. We always went to Chipotle. Day off. That was
Oh,
day off food for years. I still eat Chipotle like twice a week.
Yeah, I love
oh, okay.
Chipotle.
So maybe it was a different place that you guys both liked, and you didn't know where to eat then, so you flipped the
Probably
coin to
Five Guys and
decide.
Chipotle. Those were our two go-tos on the road.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, Five Guys ain't bad. I like Five Guys. They're cool. I don't fuck with Chipotle, man, because every time I go in there, they don't hook it up. It's all just like they don't put any meat on the motherfucker. It's bullshit.
You got to tell them. You got to tell them you want half and half everything. Then they subconsciously give you more. So you got to tell them you want half chicken, half steak.
Oh, okay. So that's the fucking Chipotle trick, huh?
Yep. Half pinto, half black beans. They give you more beans. You say half chicken, half carnitas. They give you more meat. You got to do half and half.
Okay.
It works.
I had no
Or you got to
idea.
go in 10 minutes before they close. Then they fucking hook you up.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't even think of that. So earlier we learned before we went live that the songs that you don't like, you put last on the CD. What
Yes.
started that tradition? Is that like all your fucking CDs, like every one of them, or what?
Yeah, pretty much. If it's the last song, it's because I fucking hated the song.
So what started that tradition? You're just hoping that it'd be heard less, or what?
Yeah, pretty much. We try and when we laid out the order of the record, you want to start strong. The first song isn't necessarily what you feel is the best song, but it's what you feel is the best opener. So like, fuck, what were we opening with? The Let These Motherfuckers Know Who They're Fucking With song.
Yeah.
That was
that
the
Captain
first
Crunch?
song. Yeah, Captain Crunch. That was the first song on that record because it was the best opener on that record.
Right.
So, and then the best song is, normally second or third, but you want to open it up like Korn did with the Are You Ready song. Greatest opener in the fucking history of the world. First song on the record.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. Yeah, they did it again on the Follow the Leader with It's On. And like that fucking song, that's a badass opener too. I didn't know you were really into heavy music that much, are you? Or because last episode you talked about Tool and Korn. I know Tool's not that heavy, but Korn gets pretty heavy.
I loved back in the day before I like really burnt myself on listening to fucking rock music. Yeah, I mean, the first two Deftones records, Around the Fur and Adrenaline, were fucking great. I liked old Korn a lot. Metallica. Yeah, I love some heavy stuff, just not, heavy by today's standards.
Yeah, it's a lot different now, man.
Yeah, and I don't listen to really any. The only music I listen to now is just straight up fucking EDM.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you stay away from music when you try to write? Because then you don't want like outside influences and shit.
I did for years, yeah. I stayed away from really any music that was close to our style because, we were always in studio. It's expensive to record and we were always on the road. So we did pre-production on the road in hotel rooms, just on the fucking road, right there in the fucking room on days off, we'd be writing music. So I always tried to stay away from anything that I could pull too many influences from, because it's so easy to subconsciously steal something from somebody. And we had a rule when we wrote that if it reminded us of anything, we'd just toss it out and start over. So,
oh, damn, that's a good rule to have, man, because there's a lot of fucking it's easy to, like you said, subconsciously just take it and like you're not doing it on purpose at all. It's just melodies get stuck in your fucking head, dude,
Yeah, and then 8 hours, 8 hours of studio time later at $150 an hour, you go, shit, this is somebody else's song, and you got to throw it out. So we just, from the beginning, if Adam would write a riff, even if I loved it, if I said, man, that really reminds me of such and such, he'd go, all right, and we'd toss it. And we'd do the same thing with vocals and everything. We wrote like a democracy, If I wrote something they didn't like, sometimes I'd argue about it, but none of us got our way at the detriment of everybody else. It was always a group effort.
How did you decide on your covers?
Adam's wife was a graphic designer. We normally just gave her some ideas, and she came up with it, and she was always good, so we always went with it.
That's good to know. I meant cover songs, like, but that's cool. I didn't know Adam's wife did the album covers.
Yeah,
That's badass.
she did all the album covers, all the T-shirts, the cover songs. I don't fucking know. That was normally I was always resistant to doing cover songs. So I came up with the "I'm in Love with the Coco" cover because I thought the song was cool. "Sexy and I Know It," I think that was Adam's idea or Drew's idea. And I don't know what else we covered. Were those only two?
Man, I think that's about it, ain't it? Yeah, the "Sexy and I Know It," and then the
Oh,
Coco
and
song.
Febreze. We covered Febreze.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Cool.
Yeah, that's a bad. And then, didn't you shoot that video with just Snapchat filters, like on
Yeah,
the road?
in a hotel room.
So what? Did Drew edit all that shit or what?
He did, yeah. We just shot him on our phone and we airdropped him to Drew, and he edited on his computer.
That's fucking hilarious. Was that just like on a day off in the hotel?
Yep. I can picture the hotel. I can't remember where we were though.
Because that is a really clever fucking video, man. It's funny as shit. I love that video. That's a cool song too, man. Like I haven't heard the original, but your guys' version of it, like, it totally fits. It sounds like something that you guys would have done. It totally sounds like a SuperBob song. It doesn't sound forced or anything.
That was the closest we ever covered a song. That was as close to the original song as any cover we ever did. We didn't change much about it. We just played it, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a real infatuation with Taylor Swift, or is that just a Facebook joke?
I actually like Taylor Swift. Yeah, I think she's pretty cool. Yeah,
she's talented as fuck. That's for sure.
She's a hell of a writer. Most of those people, most of the pop bands, most of the rock bands aren't writing their own shit. At least she's writing her own shit. She may only have two things she writes about, but she writes it out. You listen to that fucking song, the Romeo Juliet song, one of her first big songs. You know that song?
No, I don't. Wait, yeah.
That is a good motherfucking song. I don't care about genre. I don't care about anything. Lyrically, there's not a bad line in that fucking song.
Dude, I'm a sucker for good pop music. I don't give a fuck. I will relinquish my metal card. I don't fucking care.
That was the thing that always made me mad about fucking touring with a bunch of rock and metal bands. They'd be like, "Oh, well, we can't like that because it makes us less of a man." No, it makes you a bitch to not like something because you think peer pressure. You know, like, "Oh, I can't like that because I'm a tough guy." Like, well, fuck you. I like what I like, and I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks about it. That's what makes you a man.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's even like Five Finger Death Punch, for example. I don't know what everybody's problem with them is, but they're fucking millionaires. Like, their first music video, like, isn't that great a quality. By their second CD, all their music videos are driving Lamborghinis and having pool parties and mansions. They're like rap videos. And I wonder if that's what pissed everybody off because they fucking blew up, or if they're just not supposed to like them because it's not metal, you know?
I don't like them not because of anything other than the fact that I feel like they pander to their audience, you know, like a lot of country music. You know, I feel like
absolutely.
I dislike a lot of active rock for that reason, that I feel like they're not genuine, you know, they're just trying to write songs that they think will be good right now, where instead of just writing what the fuck they want, you know.
Right.
That's just the feeling I always got from that.
No, it seems like they had one hit and then they just rewrote that song forever and ever and ever for the past 15 years, you know, and like all their music, like, nothing against the military, obviously, but like every one of their videos have military guys in it because they know a lot of the soldiers buy their shit, and they're all like tough guy bumper sticker lyrics.
Fucking pandering.
Yeah, dude, 100%. And their songs, like, they're talented, man. They all do sound the same. So, but I always just figured, like, a lot of your metalheads just talk so much shit about that band because they feel like they're supposed to, I think. But I don't know.
Yeah, they're like kind of like the new Nickelback. Everybody trashes Nickelback.
Right.
I fucking like Creed.
That's what Ryan Merriman says.
Ryan said I get a lot of hate for it, but I like Creed. I love fucking Creed.
Do you really?
Yeah.
That first record that came out,
Oh
like,
yeah, the first record. Yeah.
holy shit, that was a good
Absolutely.
record, man.
Yeah,
Adam and I were
that
like
wasn't bad.
17. That
Yeah.
record was fucking
Yeah.
solid as
And
shit.
I enjoyed them the most because they were out of Tallahassee, which was like about 100 miles down the road from me. So I was like,
Yeah.
oh. And I think one of the drummers worked at a local music store that was like 10 miles from me. So I don't know. I always liked Creed, but that's here nor there. The singer is kind of weird now, but whatever his
He's kinda
fucking name is.
nuts.
But yeah,
Fucking
he's
singer,
weird.
crazy as shit.
Yeah, he's out
I
there.
liked that. I had that tape when it came out, and I loved it. But I was a little kid, and I tried listening to it again as an adult, and I couldn't stand it, man. I fucking
Yeah.
hated it.
I can't say I've revisited Creed.
Yeah, it doesn't hold up in my opinion.
It didn't age well, did it?
No, that whole my own prison song is real still a fucking hit, man. That shit
Good
jams. But
song, man.
yeah, it's super
Absolutely.
cool. I like it. I fucking love Panic at the Disco. Like, I think that dude, that singer, is like the baddest motherfucker to ever touch a mic. Like he
Yeah.
fucking, his voice is insane. Yeah.
He's got a good voice. I don't think he writes. I think the drummer or something writes in that band.
I don't know. But he does metal too now.
wrong.
Like that band's gonna come out with a metal CD because he could fucking scream and growl and all that shit too.
That's cool.
But dude, they covered a Queen song, Bohemian Rhapsody, and it's like, holy fuck, he nails it. I'll send you a link of them doing it live. It is insane. Yeah, it's fucking crazy how good that dude can sing. But I get a lot of shit for liking them. And dude, my fucking radio station's always on the pop channel because I'd rather listen to that than fucking our rock stations. It's always fucking Stone Temple Pilots and AC/DC, and it's always the same fucking shit.
I listened to the Temptations today, believe it or not.
Oh, dude.
I love the Temptations, man. I saw them live when I was like 10. And ever since then, man, I love the Temptations, man. Like,
I like doo-wop and 50s rock and roll. Like, I fucking love 50s and 60s rock and roll, man. That's what my dad always jammed. He was a greaser. He grew up in the 50s in California, so all those fucking hot rod songs and those soda pop shop songs, like, that's what he listened to, and I fucking love that shit.
I think he froze up.
Yeah, he did.
But
he'll catch back up though.
Yeah. No, I was listening to Temptations today, man. I was like, man, I forgot how awesome this group was back in the day.
You saw them live?
Yeah, like long time ago. I think it was like 10 or 11. They were at it was like a festival, like a seafood festival. I'm not saying it was like the originals, but they were some of the originals, you know. But yeah, I love the Temptations. Such a good group.
He came back for a second. Now, I don't know what happened. I bet there's a big fucking Florida cloud in the way, blocking the fucking satellite.
He'll come back.
Did he hop out?
Yeah, probably I blame the ocean down there around that area.
Yeah.
I was gonna. Oh, I think there he is. Let me get him back in here. There you go.
There he is.
Sorry.
No, it's all right.
No, you're good, man.
Mine sucked at first too. I had to unplug my goddamn router and all this bullshit.
I fucking hate technology.
Yeah, me too.
Ben Newman says that he's one of our producers and he listens to us all the fucking time. He's the shit. He said that the best Creed song is What If from the Scream 2 soundtrack. But I think he's totally busting my balls because I fucking love Scream so much. It's the greatest horror movie of all time.
I was about to say he's only saying that because it's your movie.
Jesus.
Did you know Ice-T did a song with the Temptations in 1989?
I didn't know that.
I did not know that either. That's what Ben just said. I was like, holy shit, I had no fucking clue about that. That's funny.
Yeah, Ben's very knowledgeable on his music for sure.
Yeah, that dude knows his shit when it comes to music for sure.
I don't know a fucking thing about music.
I don't either. Don't feel bad, man. I don't either.
It's so weird because, like, I don't know, you would think like most musicians or whatever are just super passionate about music, and for you it was kind of just a job, huh, that you fell into.
I mean, I've dumb lucked my way into many careers in life.
Right.
Just a lucky dude. Yeah. I grew up on rap music. I know more about old school rap than I do rock.
What kind of rap did you listen to?
I think he froze again.
Yeah.
I can hear you now, though. I'm back.
What kind of rap did you listen to?
Fucking Biggie Smalls, man. Tupac, all that shit back then. NWA, Eazy-E, MC8, all of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, MC8. He was cool.
Did you get any of that?
Eazy-E was the shit.
My first rap CD was East 99 by Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Oh yeah, dude.
That was my first rap CD.
I love
the edited
Bone Thugs
version.
was awesome, man.
I
grew up. I didn't want to be a musician growing up. I wanted to be a fucking criminal.
Yeah, right. That's fucking funny.
Yeah.
I wonder how many of those rappers really are criminals, man. They rap about the life of bagging up dime bags and all this shit, robbing people and gangbanging. I wonder how many of them are telling the truth.
I think they were real back in the day when shit was first starting. Did you watch the NWA fucking movie?
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's some real shit, man.
Well, like I heard that like Eazy-E inherited his drugs like from a cousin or something that either got busted or died. So he like took the drugs from him, and then that's how he started like into selling drugs. And he was like the only one I thought that was like a gangster for real. The rest were all just like artists and shit. And like Tupac too, he was a theater nerd. Like I always said, like be careful who you pretend to be and be careful who you hang out with, because like that's probably what got Tupac killed, man, from just hanging out with those death row dudes and trying to be a bad motherfucker, because he was a theater nerd in school.
He should have stayed with Digital Underground. He would have been all right.
As a fucking backup dancer and shit. Yeah, because he was just a poet, you know. But then there's this really badass book called Original Gangstas, and it's all about like the old school rap and how it all got started and everything. And it talks about all that shit. About fucking just NWA and Biggie and Tupac, and it's an amazing book. It's written by a white dude, but it took him like over 10 years to write this book, and he really studied the shit out of it, and everybody like respected him and would give him interviews and shit. So it's a fucking amazing dude. It's a kick-ass book. I'd love to do an episode someday on that shit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he froze again.
Yeah, he keeps freezing up. Goddamn Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I think it's a conspiracy. It seems like it's going across the board. Mine was jacked up before, yours is jacked up, his is jacked up.
Yeah, for sure. We should totally talk about conspiracy theories, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
We should get into them. Can you hear us now, Matt?
I'm back. I wasn't ignoring you guys. Yeah, I can hear you. I wasn't ignoring you. It was just going in and out.
No, I know.
No,
I figured, you froze up.
Yeah, if you freeze, we'll just keep rolling, and then if you want to catch up, I mean, it's not
cool.
Nothing crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So, all right, man. We talked about aliens a little bit last episode. We brought you in like the last 20 minutes or so. So, Audie here does not believe in aliens at all. He thinks it's a big money grab thing. But you for real believe in them, right, Matt?
Fuck yeah, I believe in them.
Have you ever seen anything crazy in the sky like that you couldn't explain or anything?
The guys told me one time they saw some shit, but I was asleep. They woke me up afterwards. I meant to call Adam and ask him about it, but I forgot.
I forgot about that too. Yeah, you were talking about that a little bit.
Yeah,
so what? You were in the van or what? Driving?
Oh yeah, I was asleep. We were driving through the middle of fucking nowhere, like always. And apparently they saw like some fucking weird lights and shit moving really fast and woke me up freaking out, but I missed it all.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. I've always wanted to see some cool shit like that, man.
I don't want to see a fucking alien. I want to see an alien about as much as I want to talk to a fucking ghost. No.
I don't know, man. Maybe not up close, but I would love to see some shit in the sky. That would be fucking awesome.
No, not me. I saw lots of shooting stars because we're always driving at night, but
right.
Not an alien.
I've seen shit like when it comes into our atmosphere and it explodes and it's blue, like just fucking meteorites, that I totally thought was aliens. And then I started Googling it, and I would see videos of like rocks coming into our atmosphere and cooling down too fast, so they fucking explode. But So do you think aliens built the pyramids, or who built the pyramids? Was it Jewish slaves or extraterrestrials?
You ever watch the Ancient Aliens on the History Channel?
Yeah, yeah. I've seen tons of it.
I mean, they make some good points.
Yeah, they definitely do, dude.
I mean, there's fucking cave drawings from forever ago. People have always said there's fucking aliens. The only reason I believe in them because they say there's more stars out there than there are grains of sand on the planet. So,
Right.
I mean, that's basically an infinite amount of chances for there to be life. So I believe there's something. I think there's that theory out there that there are aliens and they just haven't contacted us yet because we're too fucking stupid to understand them. So they're just hanging out waiting for us to get smarter. I believe that's probably more likely than there aren't aliens, you know?
Or like, could you imagine what they would think when they come into our atmosphere? Like, let's just say they fucking landed over a big city and like they saw all the smog. They'd be like, what the fuck is this cancerous shit? Like, this is what they're doing to their planet.
They're still fighting about gods.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, for real, they would be like, fuck this. Did you ever see the South Park episode where they like, I don't know, I forgot, but they like landed on Earth and then they were like, oh, we're going to give you all this space cash. And then they decided like what it was worth and like the humans did. And then it was just a big test. And then the aliens came back and they're like, yeah, we're not fucking with you guys. Like, you guys are stupid. We can't even deal with it.
I would assume that as long as there's been time and planets and matter and shit, that yeah, there's probably some shit out there smarter than we are.
Oh, for sure. And if they are here, they've obviously mastered space flight, and that's something we haven't done. Unless they're already from here and they're like living under the oceans and shit.
Well, here's my 2 cents on the alien thing. I think us as a society are brainwashed with the money grab. Like, it's a green figure with a big tall head and eyes. If I was to touch the whole theory behind the alien thing, I think it's people like you and me. I think it's people we live with in an everyday society that they have evolved to clone themselves like us, and they live within ourselves, like these like crazy athletes that go and run like 40-yard dashes in 3 seconds or something wild like that, or these geniuses. Who's to say those are fucking aliens? Like, let's get out of the whole spaceship shit planet. Let's say they're here and they just live among us. I can wrap my head around something like that because there's a lot of shit that humans, for an example, tragic events that happen to humans that walk away with no scratch. Like, are we going to go the religious side of the thing, say it's a miracle, or can we say it's a fucking alien? That's my theory. I'm not going to wrap my head around spaceships and flying saucers and shit. Fuck all that, man. They're evolved, dude. They're past all that shit.
Well, there is a theory that the reptilians can shapeshift, and they are like famous people and politicians and all that shit. So I don't know.
That's my favorite thing to shit talk on the internet. Fucking reptile aliens. I hop in fucking conspiracy shit all the time and troll people.
The Anunnaki, like they talk about that shit. Apparently, they're from the planet called Nibiru, and they rotate around our planet like every 2,500 years. And that's when they like slingshot, and that's when they land on our fucking planet, and they helped us with the pyramids and all this. And they talk about them in the Bible, like, but they called them the Nephilim, and like they were giants, and they bred with our women and all this shit. But yeah, I don't know, because ancient astronauts, they talk about that shit too, or ancient aliens or whatever.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
the fucking prime minister of Canada, he straight up said, he's like, there's 8 different kinds of species that the governments of the world communicate with. And he said one of them is reptilian. He said the other one looked just like us, and they call them Nordics because they're all like big fucking Swedish looking motherfuckers with like, they all got long blonde hair, blue eyes. I don't know.
I mean, the government released a bunch of fucking stuff last year, right? Basically saying, yeah, shit's real. We've known about it.
Right, and they don't know what they are. And they changed the name from UFO to AEP or UAP or some shit, unidentified aerial phenomena. And I think they were doing that because when you hear the word UFO, you automatically think, fucking
Roswell.
science fiction and shit, So if they change the name, you might take it more seriously. But yeah, our Navy boats, I think it was like 2015, they fucking filmed this thing, and then they finally fucking released it, and the Pentagon was like, yeah, we don't know what the fuck it is.
I mean, I
think half the time the government don't know what the fuck they're doing. So
I wonder if
they do know what they're doing. They're fucking us. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. If it's not alien, I would think like it's our aircraft, and they're keeping it so fucking secret, like even from our guys. Like they send it out to test it, and then they want to see what our dudes can do against it. If we can catch up to it, if we can fucking lock targets onto it. If it's not alien and it's us, then I think that's what it would be. And then they're just lying to us like, oh, it's alien, because they'd rather have us believe it's aliens than, look, this is how fucking advanced we are in the military. Because they don't want the other countries to know,
it's a lot more comforting of a thought that it's us.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. Some of the shit, me being in the government, working for the government, I get asked shit on Area 51 from people, family members and friends, and I'm like, I don't even know. Like, I have a secret clearance. I don't even know that shit. They ain't even telling me.
That's way above your pay grade.
Yeah,
even the president.
And I don't even want to fucking know. I kind of do. Like, what is there? But if it's something they're keeping it a secret, I don't want to know that shit. The next thing I know, I got to go into witness protection and fucking not do this podcast anymore because fucking, something crazy that the government doesn't want people to know.
There's been presidents that have asked about aliens, and they tell them that's a need to know basis. Like, you're basically a temporary employee. You're going to be out of here in 4 years. We're not telling you shit.
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
I never even thought about it like that, though. Like, they're just a fucking temp,
But I mean, if you look at it, most military officials is a temp. You do 20 or 30, you're out. 20,
but there's probably motherfuckers in the CIA that's been there for 40, 50 fucking years,
Yeah, if you're talking GS, like government service,
right?
People part of the government. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I was thinking more or less military, like a contract's 20 years, 30 years, and then
right. If anybody knows if there's aliens, it's Dick Cheney. Like, that motherfucker probably knows, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Because he's creating weapons and shit. Yeah, he's a fucking reptilian for sure. A fucking billionaire. He fucking caused 9/11.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
Dude, right? What was it called? Vice?
Yeah.
Oh, it was such a fucking amazing movie. And if no one told you that was Christian Bale, you would never know who the fuck that was.
I'll tell you what, though. Fucking George W. seems like he would be awesome to hang out with.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd shoot some pool and drink some beer with that motherfucker.
Yeah, he seems cool.
Yeah. I totally think Dick Cheney fucking let that shit happen, and he knew what the fuck was going on. And if anyone knows if there's aliens, it's that motherfucker. He's the white OJ, man. He shot a guy in the face and got away with it. And then that dude apologized to him. Like, who the fuck can shoot a man in the face?
I wouldn't fuck with Dick Cheney.
No, I shouldn't even talk about him anymore. Like, this is gonna get out into the world and
canceled.
Yeah, he's gonna fucking come find my ass. Jesus. I like how you brought up the other day, man, that you're like cancel culture isn't real. It's called consequences, and I never even thought about it like that. That was a great fucking point. Like,
I mean, it's cancel culture, in my opinion, was just a term invented by old people that don't want things to change anymore.
Right.
They've been trying to cancel shit since we were fucking kids. They tried to cancel fucking rock music, for God's sakes. Like,
yeah, and fucking thank God D. Snyder stepped in and fucking.
Yeah, I mean, I love cancel culture because I feel like most people getting canceled like have no fucking business being in our mainstream media and shit anyway. Like, you're not getting canceled. There are consequences for your words and for your actions, and if you do something stupid, society just writes you off. Good.
Right. Right. It's like, I don't know, man. I can't believe no one's like really come after Dave Chappelle. He's like fucking untouchable. Like I don't think that dude will ever get canceled.
Yeah, he's a comedian.
Yeah, he's a,
Boy.
yeah. I
Yeah,
was about
but
to say he's a comedian though. Like,
but
and that's
Kevin Hart, dude. Kevin Hart was at the top of the world selling out football stadiums 3-4 days in a row.
Yeah.
And they came after him over a 10-year-old tweet because he said if his son was gay, he'd break the dollhouse over his head. And this is like a 10-year-old tweet, and everybody
Yeah.
fucking came after him. And now he
Yeah.
ain't doing shit. Now Kevin Hart ain't doing shit.
I mean, I've said some dumb shit in my life, but I've never said racist or homophobic shit. You know, worst I ever
Right.
did was draw dicks on the bottom Adam's coffee cup, so when he was drinking it, you'd see dicks. You know,
That's fucking genius
horrible.
idea.
And we used to
Cancel,
do that
cancel
shit. I
this
got
man.
pictures on my phone. When you'd go get somebody coffee, you know, on the back of the Starbucks cup, you'd write like "I'm gay" or something. It was fucking funny. Back then, it used to be funny.
Dude, that's got to be one of the funniest things I've ever heard. I have to do
Yeah,
that
it
now.
used to be funny. It's not allowed to be funny anymore.
Well,
so.
at least the dick though. The dick is fucking great.
It's
It's he has no idea. He's none the wiser. Huh? Just fucking.
That was always good.
Did you show him after the fact, like a picture that you would take or a video or whatever?
Yep.
That's fucking hilarious. You guys are probably always pranking each other, huh?
We tried not to too much because retaliation's a bitch, but yeah. We had rules, never fuck with anybody's food and never fuck with anybody's sleep. But other than that, everything was fair game.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You're not gonna shave some guy's eyebrow off when he's fucking passed out.
No,
That's a good way to get your ass kicked.
Yeah,
that's
food and sleep on the
crossing the
road
line.
are hard to come by, you know.
Right. Yeah, I bet. That makes a lot of sense. I was thinking earlier, man, I forgot to ask this question last time you were on. What's the deal with fuck California? Like, why is it called? Was that a joke, or what? Do you fucking hate that state, or what?
Well, at the time, we wrote that song when we were still like a local regional band, and it seemed like every single local and regional band we were playing with had a song glorifying California and how, you know, it's just always been a thing. Like California's this big magical fucking place where dreams are made, but in reality, it's a gigantic steaming pile of shit that fucks everybody in the music industry. So we're sitting there one day, and I don't know, it was either Adam or I came up with the idea of just fuck them, fuck California, and it turned into a fucking song.
That's
fuck 'em.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's good to know, because I was like, did they go there and just like have a shitty time, or what the fuck, or
No.
were the people assholes, or what? No, that's
I mean,
fucking awesome story.
California's been paid to play, and I mean, there's no reason to glorify an area for making music when all they do is literally fuck every musician. Like they've
Right.
been doing it forever, and everybody just glorifies them. So we went the opposite route. You know, fuck them.
Right.
And that song probably hurt us a little bit here and there, but fuck them.
Well, I've heard you also play versions like "fuck Philadelphia," like pretty much any place with like 4 syllables. That's
Yeah.
5, or like Pennsylvania, like "fuck Pennsylvania" or whatever.
Yeah, I change it up here and there for comedic value.
I've seen people like get straight pissed at you for shit talking football teams, like coming after you hard on Facebook, and like I know for a fact that some of these people were your fans. But then when you mention the Cowboys, then they're like, "Oh, your fucking music sucks anyway." And it's like, bitch, I seen you in line at the merch table before. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's like a joke, you know? I had a guy try to physically fight me on stage one night.
Really? Was it over a football team or what?
Oh, yeah, it was over football. We were playing about an hour from the DC area, so it was Redskins fans, and we were opening up for Pop Evil. We were direct support, and it was a place that we drew, 200, 250 people, and we're playing with Pop Evil, so the fucking place is like sold out. So it's football season. We're in Redskins territory, so I'm talking about the Redskins a little bit, blah, blah, blah. There's a guy in the front row in an Eagles hat, and we all hate the fucking Eagles and their fans because Philadelphia's a giant pile of shit. So I said something, I don't know, in passing, just shit talk the Eagles, had the whole crowd say fuck the Eagles or some shit like that, like I always did. 2 songs later, I look over and this dude is like double fisted, flicking me off, worked his way up to the fucking guardrail, and he is fucking yelling, top of his lungs, fuck you, you motherfucker. And I just like stop and I start talking to the guy. I'm like, this Eagles fan is really mad, everybody. Can we just have a big fuck Eagles again? And I start fucking with the guy. And the guy's like, fuck you, piece of shit motherfucker. Let's go outside. And I look at him, and Adam and the guys knew that I was already devoting too much time to this guy. So they start the song. So right as the guy says, fuck you, let's go outside, I was like, dude, I'm a little busy right now. Boom, song starts. And fucking security came over and drug his ass out and threw him out of the fucking club before he got to see Pop Evil, who he was there to see. And then, hold on, I don't want my cigar to go out. This fucking guy finds us on Facebook and Instagram and everything. And for the next 2.5 months, he comments on every single picture. It'd be like a picture of Drew, and the guy would fucking comment, look at that fucking pussy piece of shit motherfucker. Just like the most shit, calling us gay, just shit talking us. So after about 2 or 3 months, I got sick of it, and I made a collage where I took every single post. His name was Pete Johnson. Every single post where Pete Johnson had commented, and I put a big blast out on Facebook and Instagram, and I said, we'd like to congratulate our fan of the month, Pete, for being the biggest fan of SuperBob ever in the history of the world, and we would like to invite him to come free to every show we ever play. And then he stopped.
Oh, man. Wow. Yeah, put him on the guest list. Thank him on the fucking CD booklet and shit. Oh, special thanks to
that guy. Pete Johnson, I think was his name. Fuck
dude. He's acting like you fucked his wife, killed his dog, and poured sugar in his gas tank. Like all you did was say fuck the Eagles, you know? That dude needs a life.
Right? Fucking Eagles fans.
That's fucking crazy. Yeah, I always hear it's always on like TV and shit, but Eagles fans are always saying how they're like America's team because that's the Philadelphia is the birthplace, and
dude, that was the first fucking NFL stadium to install a jail cell. That tells you all you need to know about the fucking Eagles. They threw batteries at Santa Claus. Like they are fucking Eagles fans, man.
Holy shit, really? Yeah,
dude. They're not cool.
Why the fuck would anybody want to throw a battery at Santa Claus?
I'm gonna get jumped by Eagles fans tomorrow. I can feel it.
I wonder how many are in Florida.
Probably a few.
If they are, they're probably old. They just moved down there to retire.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fucking football guy. Like the feud where I'm from is Bears and Packers, and I'm a fucking Packers fan. But like, I'm not like the biggest football dude. So I got a teams that I root for, teams that I like. But other than that, I don't watch every game. You'll never catch me in a fucking Packer jersey because I'm not going to wear green and yellow, Yeah. At least the Bulls have red and black, but that's about it, man. I don't wear any of that shit or even follow it. But
shit real seriously up north.
Yeah, like I like music and horror movies, but I'm just that's my shit. I'm not into sports at all. I don't know. Did you play sports at all in high school and shit?
Before high school, before I got real fucked up, yeah.
Oh, you mean like on the streets, like out fucking partying and shit?
Yeah, doing drugs and drinking and shit.
Yeah, I started real young too, man. Like just being a fucking idiot. I think the first time I did cocaine, I was like 10 years old. I started smoking weed when I was like 8 because I hung out with all my brother's friends. They were always older than me, and everybody wanted to get the little kid high and see what he would do, So
I remember that. Yeah, I was like 10 or 11 by the time I was smoking weed every day.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't pay for drugs until I was an adult.
No, you didn't have to. When you're that young, everybody's like, oh, let's get the kid high. It's like, all right, get me high, motherfucker. I've been smoking shit for years.
Right. Yeah. I never like broke the law too much. Like I didn't like steal shit or like break into people's houses. I definitely had friends who did and like gang banged and shit, but I didn't really fuck with all that kind of shit. I hung out with a lot of fucking gang bangers, but and I've been with people while they stole cars, but I would just keep walking. I'm like, I am not fucking getting in that car, dude. Nope.
My
Go
brother
ahead.
stole a car when he was like 15.
No shit.
Yeah, well, I'm sitting at home, and my brother was he's a big dude. He's like 6'4", and he was a trench coat kid before there were trench coats, and he was like leader of the fucking nerd herd. My fucking brother would walk around high school, and he'd have like 10 kids walking around with him all in like trench coats and shit. I'm sitting at home one day and just hanging out. I'm like 11, so my brother's like 15. Banging on the door. My mom opens the door. It's my fucking brother, and he is like out of breath, combat boots, fucking trench coat, just huffing and puffing. And my mom's like, "What the fuck are you doing, Mike?" And Mike's like, "Oh, mom, I was just out for a jog." Okay, come in the house. Comes in the house. 15 minutes later, the fucking police show up. He and his friend stole a fucking car, wrecked the fucking car. Cops showed up, set the fucking dogs out on my brother. My fucking brother
Oh shit.
outran the dogs and got home.
God damn.
Yeah.
So he stole it just to joyride? He wasn't like
Yeah.
taking it to a chop shop or nothing
No,
like that, right?
Yeah. His friend ratted him out.
Oh, what a fuck face.
Yeah. But my brother had to pay restitution. His friend got off.
So what's restitution exactly?
It was, I don't know if it was through the courts, civil or criminal, but they assessed how much damages were done to the car when he crashed it into whatever, and then had to pay it all back. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
He was on probation. We were both. I was on probation from like 11 until I stopped drinking and shit at 16.
So you quit drinking because of what happened when you drank, or just because of how often you drank?
Because I have problems. I don't have. I mean, you've met me. I don't have any moderation at all. I'm incapable of moderating anything. I've always been like that. So yeah, I mean, I was in my first treatment center at 12, and I mean, I got expelled from my first high school. My second week in high school, I went to 6 high schools, got expelled twice. I mean, so many probation violations, and I was in court for the first time at like 10 or 11. I was just a fucked up kid. So,
yeah, dude,
16, I was, I mean, I spent the last year that I was drinking and doing drugs, just basically doing it by myself. Like I was incapable of leaving the house unless I was fucked up. So I had to do something.
No, I'm glad you made it out, because a lot of people don't, man. Like, I got tons of friends that have fucking died from shit. My sister fucking died from heroin just a couple years ago. So it's like that shit. Yeah, it's fucking bad news, man. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Yeah, like, I wasn't allowed in high school. I got kicked out in 7th grade, and you have to take the finals to get into 8th grade. I never took the finals, man. I got expelled. Same thing with 8th grade, and you got to pass the Illinois Constitution to get into high school. I never fucking took the Illinois Constitution test or finals in 8th grade because I was expelled. And my first day in fucking high school, there's hundreds and hundreds of kids walking in the front door, and the fucking principal was standing outside looking for me. And he found me. He called me right into the office, and he's like, "I heard all about you, and I'm going to have you sign a contract right here that if you even so much as fucking skip school or whatever, you're done. We're not going to fuck around and do the suspension shit. I'm not going to push you through like they did in junior high. You're fucking out." And that day I got caught skipping class, and I was in the bathroom getting high, smoking weed. Yeah. And I got expelled. Have you ever seen the movie Dangerous Minds?
Yeah.
They put me in a school like that afterwards, dude.
I went to one of them.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I went to a school where there was 9 to 14 of us. We were all on probation, and we were in school in the building with the juvenile probation officers. They were across the hallway. So if you got in a fight in the classroom, the teachers would walk out, lock the door, walk across the hall, grab your probation officer. He'd come over, violate you. The school shared the parking lot with the police station. They'd walk you right across the fucking police station.
Damn. Yeah, we didn't share a lot with the fucking police station, but
We did.
it was
And I
all
was
like,
this
how
shit
old
was
were
fucked
you?
up. I was, that was my first alternative school. So I don't know, 12, maybe 13. And I was like, I'm from the suburbs. Like, we lived in a nice suburban area, but I'm in this fucking school with like kids from like downtown Arlington and Falls Church and like the fucking projects. Like, these fucking kids sold fucking drugs. Like, that's what they fucking did. And I'm just like this white suburban fucking kid, and I'm in school with these fucking gangbangers with like face tattoos and shit.
Dude. Yeah, no bullshit. There's like 13-year-old pregnant girls, and there's like
Yeah.
fucking 14-year-olds with fucking, pitchforks on their neck. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what
Yep.
did I get myself into? I mean, I fit in right away because I was a fucking idiot. But yeah, that's
I
what
learned how
we
to
called
keep
them
my
up
mouth
here.
shut. I wasn't getting into shit with fucking gangbangers. Like, I knew I was a fucked up kid and I did a lot of fucked up stuff, but I wasn't carrying guns at fucking 13, I was just
Right.
fucked up.
Yeah.
So I learned a
They
lot.
liked me because I could rap. That's why I got along with them all, because I was the white kid who could rap. So they thought I was cool. But they called them up alternative schools here too. So that's funny that you
Yeah.
say that, because that's exactly what we called them, regional alternative schools. And then when I got old enough, they sent me to a night school, and
Okay.
they made us, you had to have a job. And if you were late more than twice, you're fucking out. If you miss more than 2 days, you're out. Because they all knew we weren't going to go to college. So they're trying to prepare us for the workforce,
Yeah. That
That's what they
sounds a
did.
lot like my last school after my second expulsion. It was just, we watched fucking movies. They were just trying to graduate kids to not fuck up the county numbers. I
Right.
dropped out.
Yeah. So you don't got a diploma or nothing?
Nope.
Fuck them.
Me, my brother, and my sister all dropped out of high school. My brother is a very successful computer programmer. My sister ended up going to college. She's very successful. And I was a musician. Now I own a business.
Yeah. Your parents must be extremely proud. For real though, right?
They are now. It was rough there for a while.
Right. But you guys made it out. That's fucking awesome. That's funny shit.
I joined the army not to go to college, and they're making me do college now. So.
Sons of bitches. See, that's what we're talking about. The government's fucking everybody.
Right.
They make you do college?
Man.
They don't like make me, but they highly encourage if I want to go and progress in my career. But I'm like, I did this not to go do that.
Right.
Like with me, I stress a trade school to my kids. I'm like, look, college is great. You can find jobs with college degrees, but the trade schools, I think, is where it's at. And I think later on down the road in society, when my kids are grown, people are going to want people with trades. And I say electricians, plumbers, uh, stuff that will benefit in society, because nowadays it's getting to a point where I push a button on my phone and I have it at the my flick of a fucking thumb.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, oh, a leaky pipe. Let me hire this dude and he's be at my house. I feel like the trade industry is going to blow up because of how easy it is for someone to get somebody. Like us growing up, we would call people in the yellow pages. Remember that shit? Remember phone books? Y'all remember phone books?
Dude, they still have them, believe it or not. I got one.
Do they? Wow.
Yeah. I don't think it
Jesus.
came on a mail truck. I think they sent it over on the Mayflower. But yeah, they still they still have phone books, dude.
But yeah,
it's a lot skinnier than they used to be. They're like this big now.
I imagine the phone probably destroyed the phone book industry or whatever. Who was it? Bell South or something? Somebody who used to make the phone book, or
I don't know.
But I don't know. I'm just, to my point is it's at the flick of a thumb now. It's anybody can, like Matt, for an example, I can report a song on this phone, dude, and make it sound like some hit shit.
True.
On what used to be in the 90s. You had to go to a studio, like YouTube,
People are making movies on phones now,
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
It's fucking nuts, dude. I
So
don't know. I don't
I,
have that kind of talent, but
I
I got
try, but it
I think
ain't worth
trade's
it.
where it's at too, man. If you can't get into a good union, then trade school's
Trade,
definitely where
Fucking
it's
union.
at.
absolutely.
But like the fucking auto industry, that union sucks. Like I was a part of that for fucking like 4 years, and I get laid off every year and a half, and fucking
Jesus.
it's so unpredictable, the fucking auto industry, and it's all comes down to the government again, man. Like who the politicians are, dude. Like if they want to fucking do the bailout or if they want to send the fucking jobs overseas, it all boils down to that kind of shit, man. I've noticed, I don't want to get political, but I've noticed when certain parties are running the shit, the auto industry does well, and then when other people are doing shit, it fucking sucks. So it's crazy, and like they try to convince you who to vote for. The unions like always push which side to vote for and shit. Like fuck you, no matter what, I'm gonna vote for who I want to vote for. But what's
Fuck
weird
either
is,
way.
yeah, right. But what's weird is like the fucking side that the union would tell us to vote for, I tend to notice is the side that was always in office when I'm getting fucking laid off. So I'm like, what the fuck? Why would I vote for these people? You know, I don't get it.
Because they're
But
making your bosses more money.
yeah, right. I bet that's what it boils down to.
I bet you it comes down to they make more money firing you and getting rid of you than keeping you.
Right.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
mean,
and
it seems that way, right?
yeah,
Like,
and I
fuck.
noticed too, it's like, all right, the union gets a new contract like every 4 years or so. Fucking they do big layoffs because that's less people to vote on the contract. Oh, we want raises, or you know what I mean? Shit like that.
Mhm.
And then it fucking scares all the people who didn't get laid off. They're like, oh, I better not speak up and say we want a raise because they'll lay our asses off too, you
Mhm.
know? And then then like shortly after the contract, they give out profit sharing, which is like fucking every person gets like $9,000, dude. It's absurd.
Oh,
But
wow.
all those people that got laid off ain't getting $9,000. So think about how much money they fucking
Yeah.
saved. And I bet all that money goes into the fucking dickhead's pocket that fucking chose to lay us off. You know what I
Totally. They
mean?
make more money, making more money without you, dude.
So fuck you, Chrysler.
The fucking,
I knew it was coming. I knew he was gonna say it.
I'm still a part of the
fucking
union, man, but I've
distribution
been
of the money
fucking,
in this country is ridiculous.
yeah,
Yeah.
fucking A right, man. It's absurd.
Absolutely.
I've been laid off since March, dude. I'm fucking pissed. But I just got hired by General Mills, which is a good industry because it's the food industry. And like we pack the cereal and make fruit roll-ups and granola bars and all that shit. And my fucking dad always told me when I was a kid, he's like, if you're gonna get into two industries, it should either be death or food. Because everybody dies and everybody's gotta eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that
So
fucking food, that General Mills, all that sugar, all that shit they put in food,
yeah.
like nicotine, man.
It's fucking addicting. So I'm
Probably
basically
owned
gonna
by
be
the
a
people making the medicine because that's what's making us sick.
yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
It's like a revolving door. Yeah, so I'm basically going to be a legal drug dealer here soon when I start working for General Mills and
Yeah.
selling all the kids in the country fruit roll-ups and
It-
shit.
Ryan said he needs some fruit roll-ups. I already called dibs, Ryan. So fuck you.
Yeah, I got a buddy. You talked about trades. He's a fucking underwater welder, and this dude just makes bank. And he
Oh,
can work
absolutely.
he can work anywhere he wants in the world. Like he lives in the Philippines. He's got a fucking Filipino wife. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing in the Philippines, dude? And he's like, they fucking pay me like crazy style to fucking be an underwater welder.
Wow.
Yeah, he was in the army too, but he didn't do shit. He was just like, if somebody's PlayStation 2 broke, he'd fucking fix it for them. He'd take it apart, solder it up, fix their PlayStation, fix their Game Boys. He didn't see any war or nothing, but yeah, and then he got out. Now he's a fucking goddamn underwater welder.
Yeah, that's where it's at. That and piping, like you get in like pipelines and stuff.
Yeah, I
you
got
gotta be
buddies that are in the
careful.
pipe fitting union, and they make fucking
Yeah,
50
gotta-
goddamn dollars an hour. Like
Gotta
Jesus
be careful
Christ.
with those people too. They'll lay you off. You know, it's
Yeah, but then the fucking teachers union, like they don't
get
make shit. Yeah, like what the fuck? I mean, they only
so
work 9 months a year, but still, man, fuck. Like
yeah,
teachers should get paid.
during the pandemic, when it first kicked off, the schools didn't know what to do with the kids, so they like, here's a laptop, go home and homeschool them. And I'm like, I'm in the fucking army, like,
Sucked.
dude. no shit. I contacted a couple of my teachers and I said, I am sorry for everything I ever did to you in high school. I legit was like, I was like, we need to protest. You need to get paid more because after doing a year of this homeschooling shit, dude, I was done. I was like, I cannot do this because the curriculum of my 11-year-old, 12-year-old, dude, they wasn't teaching that shit. Like I learned the shit they're teaching now in 6th grade, and like when I was a senior, I was like, I don't know this shit.
It's weird.
You know,
and they're teaching a lot of other things too, like the gender thing, which like they
oh
didn't
my
teach us
God.
that stuff. We won't get into it, but I'm just saying, like they're teaching that
Yeah.
now, but they're not teaching cursive. You
Yeah,
know,
dude.
like what the fuck?
Oh, cursive was
What happened to cursive?
They drilled cursive in our asses for the whole time I was in school. Like,
Yeah.
I was taking
I remember-
tests on cursive. I was like, fuck, man.
I remember arguing with my fucking teacher in the 5th grade about why I didn't need to learn the times tables because I could do it on a calculator. And she's like, "You're not always going to have a calculator in your pocket. Fuck you, teacher.
Oh shit.
I got a whole fucking computer in my pocket now. I didn't need to learn shit because I can fucking Google it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, who saw that coming?
Everything humanity ever learned right in my pocket, bitch.
Yeah, that's fucking dude. I mean, the only thing it doesn't know is if aliens are real and who built the pyramids. You know?
And OJ did that shit.
Yeah, for reals. That's fucked up.
Yeah, it's wild talking about society and everything, how everything's changing. But Matt and even Darren, all of us have kids. Can you imagine when they're like 40 and 50, like our age?
Dude, I can't even imagine being a kid
know.
now. When we were kids, I'd just leave the house for school at 5 in the morning. I'd come back home at like 3 in the morning. They didn't know where the fuck I was, what the fuck I was doing. Imagine being a kid now. They just punch up your fucking GPS. Can't get away with shit.
Yeah. Where's my iPhone thing?
I'd have been in jail by the time I was 12 if people had fucking cameras on their doorknobs like they do now.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely changed. My daughter has a cell phone and I have that Find Phone thing on her ass. I was like, you're not stealing my kid. Like my kid's not going to end up on a fucking picture in Walmart. You know,
here's the thing. Like if your daughter has an iPhone but you don't, can you still do that?
Yeah, I think there's apps.
I
think the 360 app, you can do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I do it. I got it on my daughter's phone. You can't trust nobody in this day of age. Man,
that's why I bought this specific house, because all of our bedrooms are in the same fucking hallway. So it's like I'm gonna hear, you know what I mean, if someone's sneaking in and out or whatever. Ain't no fucking bedrooms in the fucking upstairs or downstairs or none of that. We're all fucking 6 feet away from each other.
Yeah.
So then if someone breaks in, fucking I can kill them right in the hallway before they get to my kid's bedroom. Or if there's a fire, I can fucking grab my kids, get the fuck out. Or if they try sneaking out, I know where the fuck they're at, little bastards.
Yeah. I always wonder if it's better, you know, like there's some tough ass fucking people. Our grandparents' generation, even our parents and our generation, we got tough by fucking shit up. Like, and now kids don't have the opportunity. Like when we were young, you get in a fight in school, you got in a fight, you got a little tougher. It was cool. Now you punch a bully back and you're fucking out forever.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Well, they
zero tolerance bullshit.
Fight it out a little bit, you know.
They don't whip kids' asses in school. And I got my ass beat in high school and throughout middle school. And then I got home, I got my ass beat by my parents. You know, me personally, I'm a strong believer in it. I have no problem with giving the principal permission to whoop my kid's ass. Because if my kids act up, they have literally crossed the line on something, and I'm gonna whoop their ass anyway. You know, I think that's another reason what's wrong with some of the stuff you're talking about, grandparents and stuff, like growing up stronger, because your grandparents got their asses whooped if I'm sure they did something wrong, you know. And I don't know, it's definitely a change in the generations, and in a way I'm scared to see what our kids come up with, you know, what they're going to be dealing with when they're our age.
Some of the closest friendships I ever had started out because we were punching each other in the face.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I got a lot of friends that when we met, it was our egos clashing, and you know, they're the tough kid, I'm the tough kid, or just the asshole or whatever, and we fought, and now it's like, damn, you're actually really cool.
Yeah,
you know,
I'd die for you. You know,
it's crazy shit.
Yeah, it's weird how everything changes, and you know what? Our grandparents were saying the same shit when they were probably our age. You know, it's a cycle. I just it's scarier with today with what we have and you know at our fingertips. So you know,
I think the same things go on. It's just now with social media, it's in our faces. Like I bet it's the same amount of kids getting kidnapped and sex trafficking was going on when we were younger.
Yeah,
Banks were still getting robbed.
like
Cops were still beating up black people. It's just now we fucking see it all the time. So it was, oh, it's so much worse. Like it ain't worse.
It's always been.
It's just now you could fucking find it on the internet. Before, if it didn't happen in your neighborhood, like what? Like what? What'd you say?
Well, now you know the second something bad happened. It used to be you didn't know until you saw the evening news, you know?
Yeah, and that's if it had to happen close to you, you know?
Yeah.
You didn't hear about the fucking guy getting beat up at the mobile gas station in Ohio if you lived in fucking Wisconsin or whatever.
And even then they controlled it. Like I grew up 20 miles outside of DC and they never reported on the news how many people were getting murdered downtown.
Right.
Know? They didn't
nobody would fucking go there.
Yeah.
And support the businesses and shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy. And you know, like people our generation don't watch Elvis, you know, the big thing. Elvis is bad. You know, I know that was a thing back in its day. You had the pros and the cons. Elvis does this, and then our days come up. Don't listen to Marilyn Manson. You know, you'll end up shooting up a school or something. You know, so I think it's just a ongoing generation. And like Darren said, these things been going on for thousands and hundreds and thousands of years. But now since we have these right here. And I can record and I can post it, and then the whole world, you know, will see it and brings light to a lot of things. Like, you know, police brutality has always been a thing. We've just made it more aware.
I've had my ass kicked by the cops, and I'm as white as they come, you know. But police brutality. No, absolutely. For sure. That this handsomeness is a blessing and a curse. It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
There was the bass player of my band used to be the deputy coroner for Rockford, and like Rockford's a big city and it's fucking crime ridden.
Yeah.
And like every time the snow melts, bodies are just fucking piling up everywhere, dude.
Yeah.
And now that there's Facebook and shit, everyone's like, "Oh my god, there's a serial killer." And my buddy's like, "Dude, this happens every spring. The snow melts and the heroin overdoses come out under the bridges, and the fucking homeless people are fucking, you know what I mean?" Yeah, so it happens all the time, but everyone around here is like, "I swear to God, there's a serial killer." It's like, no, there's not, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, his name's heroin.
Yeah, right. Oh, heroin is so bad out here. It's the fucking fentanyl is what it is. Yeah,
and that's across. I think it's fentanyl has always been a thing, but I think it's gotten worse these last because you know Brittany's a sheriff's deputy and all her drug cases were fentanyl. You know, fentanyl. I'm just like, man, like what happened to meth? Like, what happened to cocaine? But no, it's straight fentanyl. You touch fucking fentanyl, you absorb it and fucking die. I'm like, shit. I'm not even I don't even do drugs, and just me being next to some shit's gonna kill me. I don't want to put that shit in me. Fuck you.
The bass player of our band, he straight up said that he's in his whole career he's been on more fentanyl and heroin calls than suicides, heart attacks, car accidents. It's more fentanyl and heroin overdoses than anything else. It's like, damn, you'd think fucking heart attacks would be number one or car accidents, but nope, it's fucking heroin. Crazy
I heard
shit.
a fucking commercial on the radio the other day for some drug you can carry in your fucking pocket that you give to people when they're overdosing on heroin and it stops it.
Narcan,
yeah. Narcan.
It's called Narcan, yeah. And like people, I've seen a lot of like memes and people bitching about how like insulin is so expensive for people with diabetes, but why is Narcan free for the addict? And it's like, I get it, but you shouldn't really compare the two. Like, it's not like this. Don't be mad at the people with diabetes because fucking people overdosing on heroin or getting saved. It's not their fault. Leave them out of it. You know,
you bring fucking be free too, because that's
100%.
Absolutely.
All this goddamn bullshit.
Right. You know, Darren, it's weird you brought it up, and I wasn't going to touch the subject because I got family that watch this, but I've gotten into an argument with a couple of family members, and being police, my wife being sheriff's deputy, me being MP, whatever. I got into the argument with me personally. I don't think police officers should carry the Narcan because
you told me this before.
Yeah, dude, it was such a dirty argument with a family member, and like police officers shouldn't carry that. That should be a EMT or a paramedic, but the argument was, and insulin was even brought up. I was like, well, fuck, then officers should carry insulin on them because I've worked a suspected DUI. The dude hit like 3 cars, hit a guardrail. I went to the vehicle, thought he was drunk. I could smell alcohol, but the dude was going through a diabetic like shock, like
low blood sugar or some shit.
His body was secreting alcohol smell. Dude never drank in his life. But he was so out of it, you know, I thought he was a drunk. But my point behind what I'm trying to say is had I had insulin, I could have fucking helped him out there on the spot. But no, I had to wait for EMT. But I think police officers shouldn't carry the Narcan. I feel like if you're putting that shit in your body that you know is gonna fucking kill you, then I shouldn't, as a police officer, carry the shit. I get it. I'm a first responder. But in the back of my head, I think if someone's doing that shit, they can always rely on a police officer to save them. Like, oh, I know if I overdose on this shit, I know I can get saved like this. And that's the wrong perspective. I think we shouldn't be. I'm sorry, I'm going on a rant, but police officers shouldn't carry fucking Narcan. Shouldn't do it.
What you're saying is like it's kind of like enabling their behavior.
Absolutely. Kind of. And Brittany has had to do that shit twice on the same repeat, like they call it frequent flyers in the police world. Twice Narcan, same fucking crackhead. Boom. You know, I'm just like,
wow.
Why?
Yeah, my sister's had it done at the house she was living in like 4 times, and I remember overhearing a conversation saying that like next time they weren't going to do it, and they're like that was her 4th time, and I don't know if they were just talking, like this is just shit they say in the field, like it's a joke or whatever, because people like that have fucking 6 sense of humor. That's how they get through their day, you know. Coroners, cops, EMTs, all that shit. But yeah, they were saying that like, well, that was her 4th one, so that's the last one. Like if it happens again, they're not supposed to.
And don't get me wrong, don't get me wrong, Darren. I'm not an instance. I'm not a fucking asshole, but when you put that into like people's mind with addiction, it is there. And don't get me wrong, I'm all about saving people's lives. I'm in the Army. I do all this bullshit. I'm not making it about me, but I would love to know if I had a family member fuck up and get a hold of something. I would want a police officer there to carry it. And maybe I'm being a little fucking back and forth on it. But at the end of the day, if I have to repeatedly go to something or someone to aid them because they already know in the back of their head that, hey, I can easily fucking get it, that's where I have a problem with it.
Well, think about if you fuck up too, and that person dies anyway. If you didn't do it right, or if
that
you
was
were
my
too late,
argument. That was
then
my
that's on your
argument.
conscience. Like, oh, if I was only 4 minutes sooner, I could have saved that guy's life. And that's more PTSD that you got to deal with.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And that was my argument too. And I don't want to go down the rabbit hole. I'm getting fucking pissed. And I'll end it at that. But I don't think police officers should carry Narcan. That's my fucking argument.
Drugs and addiction is a super touchy subject anyway.
Yeah, I don't even like fucking talking about it because.
You ever hear the arguments of like, oh, it's a disease, and if it's a choice, those get brutal. Those are some brutal fucking arguments.
Yeah.
Dude, stop.
I mean, I told you I stopped drinking and doing drugs when I was 16, and I'm flat out I don't drink because I'm a fucking alcoholic. Like I can't handle it. But I mean, I'm legitimately sober, and I never talk about it, but I spent a lot of time when I was younger around junkies and around alcoholics, and I've always looked at it as, you know, when you get into the like brain science about alcoholism, like an alcoholic's body breaks alcohol into different chemicals and it hits an alcoholic differently than it hits a non-alcoholic. Like you take a person that's an alcoholic and a person that's not an alcoholic, you strap them to a chair, force them to drink every minute of every day for 2 weeks. At the end of the 2 weeks, the person that's not an alcoholic is going to go, fuck drinking, I'm never drinking again. And the alcoholic's going to go, fuck yeah, sign me up, keep it coming.
Right.
Whereas if you take a same person, an alcoholic, non-alcoholic, strap him to a chair, shoot them up with crack, or have them smoke crack, shoot them up with heroin, you know, give them meth to smoke, both of those people are going to be physically addicted by the end of it. You don't become physically addicted to alcohol unless you have the genetic predisposition to be addicted to alcohol. So I look at it as hard drugs are a completely different animal. You know, you can get a physical addiction in 2 or 3 days to a drug.
Right.
Whereas alcohol, it takes years to build up to a physical addiction. So
yeah, a dependency and shit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have all the answers for drugs and alcohol, but I look at drugs and alcohol as two completely different fucking animals. Because you get addicted to shit. You know, you smoke crack, you're high for 5 minutes and you need more fucking crack, you know?
Yep. Right. That's when people start robbing their grandmothers and shit. Like, dude,
man, like it's different. I've known a lot of junkies, and I've known a lot of junkies that were sober for a period of time and went back to the fucking junk. Like it's different, man. And there's no easy fucking remedy for any of it, you know?
Right.
I feel like it's normal for Audie to not have all the answers, and it's okay to not have all the answers and to not know what you want, because nobody has all the answers. There are no answers. Like it's a fucked up thing.
Right.
We're all kind of fucked with it, you know? That's how I feel, at least.
No, absolutely. And Darren touching the subject of disease and addiction, again, I got into an argument with a family member. I think in a sense it's a choice. I don't think it's a disease. I think it's I think it's a bad habit, because if I like sex and I'm addicted to sex, is that a diseise?
Have you ever met a sex addict?
Well, I mean, you might be talking to one.
No, dude, I've met
I'm
dudes
kidding.
that, like, I never believed in sex addiction until I met one. And this motherfucker, like, could only get his rush if he was in a relationship and banging other chicks, like hairy situations, like taking her car to go bang chicks. Like, dude was a legitimate sex addict. And like the first time, I'll tell you this, I never talk about this, but the first time I ever got drunk, I was 10 years old. And the moment the feeling hit me, I had found every answer I'd been searching for my entire life. Granted, I was 10 years old, but from the moment I could remember having consciousness, I was uncomfortable. I did not feel like I fit in the world. I did not feel like I could talk to people. I was just uncomfortable in my own skin. And the first time I got drunk, I was me. I was comfortable. I could talk to people. I could be the person that I was supposed to be. And every answer in my life was given to me. And from that moment at 10 years old until I stopped when I was 16, the entire pursuit of my life was to get that feeling again. And every time I reached that feeling, it was lessened just a little bit. So I had to drink more. I had to get more drugs. I had to just chemistry this shit together so that I could get to that point where I was me again. And that was something in my DNA, you know. It was just, it was what it was. And I chased
100%.
every moment of my life until I was 15 years old. And the last year of my drinking, I spent alone. I drank. I couldn't leave my house unless I was under the influence of something, just because it was me. And that's what got me to stop. And I still, you know, it's been 24, almost 25 years, and I haven't had a fucking drop of alcohol or a drug, and I'm better for it. And I still know every day, like, it's still there. You know, if I went back to it, I'd be that same motherfucker.
Right. I think the way people mix the things up and then use the words as choice and disease is because, like, you you didn't choose to have that feeling when you drank. You know what I mean?
No.
That was the disease, but you choose to do it for the first time and you choose to stop doing it, but you don't choose the way your body reacts to it. Like, it's a fucking disease, in my opinion.
The reason I
You're
chose
not
to do it-
responsible for being addicted to it, but you're responsible for your own recovery.
I
You
would
know what I
probably
mean?
say, I'd probably say genetically, something in your genetics, probably not so much the
Right.
disease
I'm
part
an
of it.
alcoholic. I drink all the fucking
You know.
time. But guess what? So did my mom and my dad and my
Right.
brothers and sisters and my aunts and my uncles.
Right, but
You know what I mean?
but I wouldn't say that's a
Fucking-
disease. I would say that's a genetic.
I think addiction itself is a
Something-
disease.
Well,
Addiction
there's-
itself, because some people can get addicted and some people can't. That's why it's a disease. And then you're responsible for your own recovery. You know what I mean?
There is actual science that
Right.
has gone into it, and they have identified a gene that gives you a genetic predisposition to being an alcoholic, and it does your body processes alcohol into different chemicals than somebody that doesn't have that gene. So there is science behind it, and
Yeah.
Right. And I think what annoys, damn, I think he froze
I'm
up.
back.
Did you freeze up again?
No,
All
there
right.
he is.
I think what annoys people a lot is
I
the
froze,
guys in
yeah.
AA. All the people in AA
Yeah.
are like, oh, poor me, this poor disease. Why can't I drink and be normal? They're the fucking ones out in the world crybaby and disease, and it pisses everybody off. Like, oh, fuck you, your life sucks because you drink too much, idiot. You know, stop drinking. And then
Yeah.
and the people in AA are replacing their addiction with a new one by going to fucking meetings twice a week. You know what I mean? And
Now,
like they're
that's
the
not-
ones.
that's not necessarily true. I mean, that's a generalization of people in AA. There are tons of different kinds of AA. And
Oh, for sure.
I mean,
I've been to them because I've
Yeah.
tried stopping a few times, and I've been to them. But like the ones that I went to, they were mostly crybabies and just fucking assholes. They were mad at the world because they wanted to get drunk and they can't. You know, and like,
There
and
are
I found that annoying. I was like, man, these guys are fucking crybabies. But
there's a lot
I
of
don't
people
know.
like that. But I mean, I have known a lot of alcoholics and drug addicts in my life, and I know 50, 100, 200 of them that their lives were flat out saved. Like
Right.
I'm not shitting you when I'm telling you I was incapable of going to school without being drunk at 14, 15 years old. I mean, I wouldn't go for months at a time. Like I would not have been alive by 18 if I had continued to drink. Like there's no doubt in my mind. And I mean, you can talk to somebody. Like I got a buddy he's in treatment. He runs a treatment center, and like there is actual science that this whole debate over addiction and alcoholism, it's not a debate because the science is there to actually back it up that alcoholism is a real thing. You know,
Right.
and people just argue over it rather than just Google it. You know, look at the actual
Right.
actual science.
Did you do the 12-step program to quit, or did you just white knuckle it and just fucking
Yeah.
quit drinking?
Yeah.
You did the program
No,
and shit?
there was no white knuckle for me.
Oh, okay.
Am I back?
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
I freeze?
No, you're there. You're froze
Okay.
again, though.
You're in and out. I think what he said is that he did the 12-step program is what
Am I
I
back?
Yeah.
thought, yeah.
See, like, apparently I didn't want to drink.
Can you guys hear me?
Apparently yes. Yep. Apparently I didn't want to stop drinking enough. You know what I mean? That's why it didn't work for me straight up, because I didn't want to stop, you know?
I mean,
I've learned a lot in the program and by going to rehab. Like, I used to wake up and drink. I used to drink
Yeah.
and then want to go get some blow. And you know what I mean? Like, now I'll just drink on the weekends or whatever, or drink every few days or whatever. But it used to be bad every single day, all day long, from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed. So I've learned how to control it. But if I tell that to somebody in the program, you know, they're going to be like, fuck you, you're still an alcoholic or whatever. And I totally am. I don't fucking give a shit. I admit it. I enjoy drinking, but like, I don't drink and drive or fucking, you know what I mean? I still go to work. I do my shit. I just like drinking. But yeah, the program definitely saves lives, man. And it works for motherfuckers. It really fucking does. But I was curious if you did it, if you did the 12 steps and shit.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I mean, that was the only way. I tried. I mean, my first treatment center, I was 12, man. I was in and out and just all kinds of shit. And I had to get to a point where I knew I couldn't do it. You know, I knew I was done, man. It was it. You got to get to that point. And there are people like you that can be bad and get better and not have a problem. But you put a couple of drinks in me and I got looking like this completely dead sober, you know, like you put a couple drinks in me and I have very little inhibitions already. And, you know, that alcohol takes away what little sense of morality I do have. And I just couldn't cope. Never could. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, good thing you found out as young as you did, because some people don't figure that shit out till it's too late and their fucking liver's done, or they fucking kill somebody. And I got friends who fucking got into accidents and have killed people, you know what I mean, from fucking driving home from the bar or whatever. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Or just people that's died of drug addictions, whatever.
Dude, when we were like 14, 15, all my friends were skipping fucking school, freshmen, juniors, fucking going downtown to cop dope. Like it was no bullshit. Ryan said I'm his favorite guest. Thank you, Ryan.
Guess what? He's my favorite guest too.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's not necessarily something I ever talk about just because it was such a personal thing to me and because I never want to push my beliefs on anybody, you know, like the life I've lived isn't necessarily good for anybody other than me, you know?
Right.
And just
the very first time I met you, one of the first questions I asked was if you wanted to take a shot with me, because I was trying to film for this DVD that I never ended up coming out with. And you were one of like the first touring bands that I got to open for. And I'm like, oh, this will be cool for my DVD, taking shots with this band. And you were just like, nope, I don't drink. And I'm like, are you guys straight edge? And you're like, no, I just don't drink. And then you said some of us do on our day off, but that's about it. And I was like, all right. And I just left it at that, you know, like, okay, cool. This guy don't drink.
People were always cool with it. You know, and I never told people, like, people buy me drinks, offer me drinks all the time. And I just politely say, no, thank you. Like, I always appreciated the gesture, but I'm not capable of fucking having a drink. I never was. You know? So
that's the first question I ever asked you. Do you remember? I know you don't, but I remember the first question you ever asked me.
What was it?
It was about my face tattoo.
Oh shit!
You were like, dude, like, did that fucking hurt? Because that's really close. And then I asked you, I'm like, did you get a black eye? And you're like, no, but mine's not that close.
No, mine's further away.
Yeah, mine's right on my eyelid. And like when I first met you, it was only like a few days old. So my whole fucking eyeball was red and I had this big black eye. I looked like I got beat the fuck up. And I had a black eye for like 3 months, dude. It just never went away. Yeah. But that shit's all up on my fucking eyelid.
It was like 20 years ago almost.
Isn't yours like some word backwards?
Yeah, it says live for today backwards in Latin.
Okay. I thought it was something backwards. I remember you saying something like that. That's fucking cool. Dude, speaking of face tattoos, and we talked about porn earlier.
I froze again.
Did you hear me at all, though? We were talking about face tattoos. I can hear
you a little bit. Robot sounds.
Well, I met the fucking guitar player of Korn, Head. And when I met him, he asked me the same thing. He's like, dude, that's so fucking close. And he's like, did it hurt? And I told him, I was like, oh, I was drunk when I got it. And he's like, oh, you fucking cheater. And he punched me in the arm. And he had like a star tattooed by his eye when I met him. And when he asked me that, and just recently I fucking saw Head with pictures of him on Facebook. And he's got a tattoo very similar to mine right on his fucking eyelid. So I swear to God, the guitar player of Korn fucking met me and then went out and got a very fucking similar tattoo right afterwards. That fucker.
you should send him an email.
I should fucking, I know. Yeah. But like his it's like it's really close to his eye, but it goes like all the way down his face. It's a bunch of music notes. Mine is just like 2 music notes right on my eyelid, but his like goes all the way down. I'm like, that fucking prick. He didn't have that shit when I met him. And he specifically asked me about that tattoo too, man. I'm not trying to sound cool or nothing, but I was just like, what the fuck? Like, because everyone's going to think he's the shit for having these tattoos. It's like, I had it first, fucker.
Dude, I loved my face tattoo for the longest time. Now everybody's got them. And I'm like, kind of wish I didn't have it anymore.
Mine don't bother me, but because it's like it's not a gang symbol or it's not a teardrop or a star like everybody fucking has. It's music notes. But what annoys me is when people are like, "Oh, do you do music?" I'm like, no. Like, what made you think that? You know, because I got fucking music notes tattooed on my face, you fucker. Shit's annoying. You got classy tattooed across your throat, right?
Yep. Classy neck tattoo.
Yeah, I was gonna say, was that to be like an oxymoron or what? Because neck tattoos are fucking so classy and shit.
Yep. It's a classy neck tattoo.
Yeah, dude. They what do they call those? I forgot. The job killer, I think. The hands, neck, and face tattoos they call job killers.
Yep, I got them all.
Yeah, I've had a couple job interviews go south as soon as I walked in there because you passed all the shit on. They love the resume and the phone interviews, and then you go in and they take one look at me and they're like, "Nope, not this fucking guy."
Yeah, like, what I was surprised they got hired at the place they got hired after we finished playing.
Yeah, and like you didn't even have experience, right, with making wood. It's not something you did your whole life, right? They just trained you. That's nuts.
Nope.
That's cool. But you're like right. Well, you're a smart enough guy too, and you know how to talk to people. You're not an asshole. You're not arrogant. You speak well. You don't have lazy tongue and shit. So
yeah,
right.
I like to think I'm a likable guy.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So, are you gonna have you gonna release them songs eventually, still, or no?
Yes, I'm currently trying to get the wave files from our producer so that I can have them all listed and get them up. So
so you don't even got them all then, huh?
I've got most of them. One of them, the one I sent you, the Starry Eyes song, that one just needs a little tweaking. The heavily tuned vocals at the beginning of the song, I need my real vocals dropped in there because I sung it later in the song. I sing it in the higher octave, and at the time we mixed that song, I hadn't sung it in the lower octave, so he just tuned down my high octave to the low octave. So he just needs to drop the real vocals in, and then it's ready to go.
Okay, I figured that wasn't your like initial plan for that because I was like, wait a minute, this sounds fucking weird, and I'm like, I bet it ain't done yet.
No, it's not done yet. No.
It's still really fucking cool, man. I think it's awesome. I was telling my wife, I'm like, Matt sent me 2 fucking songs, man. I'm like, fuck yeah, I haven't heard new SuperBob in years. And then I was telling her too that I had the Killer CD like a month before it fucking came out, dude.
Yep.
Because you sent it to me like digitally, and I was jamming the fuck out of it before, and I didn't fucking show anybody or nothing, dude. But my buddy, he wrote for WeLoveMetal.com, and like he's done reviews on you guys and shit before, and he begged me to show it to him. I'm like, nope, I can't, dude. And then he even reached out to Curtis, and he's like, I work for this website, and I want to review the album, and he's like, we'll send you a CD when it comes out. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, he's like, you got a fucking CD, you prick. I didn't get a CD, but you know, he's like, you've been listening to this for a month, and I'm like, nope, I ain't showing you shit. Yeah. I'm like, if you want one, you got to reach out to them and ask them. But I always thought that was fucking awesome.
That's fucking good.
Yeah, it's like that's my SuperBob bragging rights. I get a bunch of shit before anyone else does. It's fucking sweet. It's just cool that like my favorite band is so approachable. It's a coincidence, you know. So many people's favorite bands are Pantera or Slayer or whatever. It's like you can't fucking text that guy. You know what I mean? It's like it's just cool that I ended up becoming buddies with my fucking legit favorite band, you know? Like it's fucking awesome.
It always blows me away that we were anybody's favorite band.
Dude, there's people like with SuperBob tattoos and shit. Like I don't even got one of those, but I've seen them. Like, damn, that's dedication right there.
Yeah, there was a couple.
I bet. Was that ever awkward to you? And I mean, not awkward, but it had to be like, why the fuck? You probably don't even have a SuperBob tattoo, huh?
I got a Bob tattoo
Oh, you got a Bob tattoo?
from when. Yep, from when we were Bob, we all got them.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
Same spot.
So is there anybody out there that's not
I
in the
froze.
band anymore that has it? Is that just like a you, Drew, and Adam thing then, the Bob tattoo, or were there other members that got it too?
Me, Drew, Adam, Tommy, Sean, and Curtis.
Oh shit, that's cool.
Yeah, we all got them. Yeah,
That's awesome.
all in the same spot.
That's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We're almost at 2 hours. I say we can fucking end it if you guys want to.
Yeah.
We've never really
Sorry
go
we
this
got
long.
so deep into shit.
No, it's hopefully like we didn't piss anyone off. Like I don't care if we get deep, but like I like to be.
Hopefully we did piss people off.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
that's what
I'm
you
sure
want.
I pissed. I'm sure I pissed a couple people off that watched this.
It's like I want the podcast to
Right,
be
right.
educational and funny. Like I want people to laugh and learn shit. But it's like I don't know, man. If it makes them think too, then there's nothing wrong with that either, you know.
Dude, you gotta. What we always did with the band was you either want people to love you or fucking hate you. You don't want any indifference. So if we made people angry, then they're gonna talk about you. Fuck them.
Right. And word of mouth is like the best fucking publicity you can really
Oh,
get.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
free advertising.
Yeah.
Because even if it makes
think how
people
much-
mad, they're want to listen
Yeah.
to it. At least check it out, and then they could decide for themselves if they're pissed off or not. You know.
I mean, just think how much fun your podcast would be is if while you were on here, people like Pete Johnson started shit talking you, and then you could just shit talk back the whole time. You
Oh,
wouldn't
that
even
would be
have to
That
press
would
amazing.
for
be
your shit.
great. I would love
Yeah.
to have a troll.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
The only
Like-
trolls we get is like the bots that try to drop
Yeah.
their OnlyFans links and shit.
Yeah,
Mm.
like the ones that she's come up with shit I can't even read on here, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with this. If I can't read it, I'm not even giving you a time of day.
Yeah, fuck them motherfuckers.
Well, I apologize if I hijacked your conversation into an area you guys didn't want to go.
No, dude, it was
No.
totally cool, man. I loved it. I had a ton of fun.
Yeah.
I thought we were only going to do an hour, and we're at 2 hours, and it's like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
I want you to have, like I told you before, I want you to be like a frequent guest, man. You come on fucking every few weeks or whatever, dude.
I'm
totally
down
cool
whatever
with
you guys want.
Yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely. Yeah, we'll definitely. I want to bring you on more, Matt, and do like pick your brain with like stupid shit, like play these little stupid games and be like, what would Matt a SuperBob do? You know what I mean? It's in the mix. Like we'll get
Okay.
everything going, and maybe we can gain some of these fucking hating trolls. I think it would be
Right.
great to have them on the show.
Or
I
even
agree.
just as subjects, like if we did a fucking, a ancient fucking astronaut theory episode, then you don't even have to do research for it. We just, I'll read the script and bounce shit off, and then
Yeah.
you just react. You just do the fucking,
Darren and I will do all the work, and you can just come in here and just shit on all our work.
yeah.
That'd be great too.
That sounds like what I pretty much do, so I'm down.
Yeah, you'll be the comic relief guy. Fuck it. Fucking A. All right, cool. Thanks, guys. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here, man. Thanks for coming on, Matt.
Thanks for having me. Good to
I'll
see
hit
you
you.
guys.
I'll hit you up soon when we want to get you back on in a couple weeks or something.
Absolutely.
All right, brother. I'll see you later, man.
I see you,
Bye,
man.
guys.
Bye. 2 fucking hours, man. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
man. That was great.
It don't
It's always
feel
good
like,
having him on.
yeah, for sure.
I
Definitely. I love talking to that dude, and he's a smart dude. So like, I love his fucking opinion on shit. Like, he'll make you think, man. Like, oh fuck, I didn't even think about it like that. You know?
Yeah, digging deep into some of the conversations, it gets me fucking fired up on certain things, and I know sometimes I gotta hold back and let my emotions not get the best of me, but you know where I stand with certain things, and because I've been there, like I've seen it, I've dealt with it, and it's just
Yeah,
one of
no,
those
yeah, me
things,
too. And
you
that's
know?
like, and what's crazy is like, we've seen the same things, just on the opposite end of it. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Like,
saying? Like the
no,
addiction
absolutely.
thing. So
Yeah,
it's like,
absolutely, dude, and that's the thing with a certain kind of doing like a end of the show recap on some of the things we talked about. I mean, you know where I stand with some stuff on as far as addiction and Narcan goes, because I don't know. I'll talk to you after the show.
Well, I just figured if you wanted
You
to
know.
clear the air, so like if
Yeah,
I
I
thought that.
do. Like with, I don't even know why I want to clear the air with you, because like you're
Well,
my
not with me. Just I
goddamn
figured
friend.
because
You
you and I
know.
have talked about this. We've
Yeah,
had these
absolutely.
conversations, and you never hurt my feelings or pissed me off.
No,
I
and
just
if
didn't
you,
know if you wanted to clear the air for the listeners to be like, look, like this is what I meant. Like, don't you do whatever you want, man.
no, I mean, I
This is
ain't
your show
clearing.
too.
As far as the listeners and certain ones that are gonna listen to it, I ain't clearing the air for shit. I'm sticking to my opinion on
I mean, look at
like
our
some
goddamn
of the stuff.
title. We chose it that as for a fucking reason. We could have called our podcast anything we wanted. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
don't fucking blame us. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna recap shit.
My man.
I ain't going back
Fuck it.
on nothing. Nah,
Fuck it.
nah, you know, I'm pretty passive on certain things, and it's all in fun. I'm sure if people listen to it, they can message me and cuss me out, and I'll probably tell them to go fuck themselves.
Or they could give us $5 a month. And
Yeah.
then they can hear our real opinions, the things that we are a little afraid to say on the air. There's a couple of things that I don't like talking about because for fear of, just coming off
Yeah.
as a ignorant asshole or just, whatever. But yeah, so fucking give us $5 a month and you can watch all the after shows and the Patreon stuff and get our real fucking opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Um,
need to upload some stuff on it if we got new
yeah, we got to get
Patreon.
back to the patrons because
Yeah.
we didn't do an after show last week, and we probably aren't going to do one tonight because we just went live for 2 fucking hours. So
Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely gonna hit up on it. There's certain things I want to start doing for those. Not so much just giving like merch and Ryan's resin bust that I still see sitting over here in the box, but that's neither here nor there. I'll get that
yeah,
out eventually.
and we're gonna get shirts coming too because I did say that like when I got my tax return, I would get us some shirts made. So
Yeah,
I should
yeah,
I
we'll
should get
definitely
that
get
in
that out.
probably like 3 weeks. I think is what the email said. So give us
Sweet.
about a month, and we'll probably have some shirts.
Yeah, there's an approach I want to take with the shirts too.
Yeah, actually, for so people can pre-order them.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to do, because I don't want us to spend like $400-500 on the boxes of shirts that
And they
just
fucking
sit
sit for a
stagnant.
year.
I
Yeah.
would much rather like,
And this way, everyone gets their
you know,
sizes because, like, we
get
don't
the
know what
size.
sizes to get. We can't predict
No.
who's going to want to wear what. So it's like if you fucking pre-ordered, then we know exactly what you want, and then we know that we're
Yeah.
going to have it. So it's
Yeah.
like, hey, man, you got any 2Xs? Nope, all sold out because we didn't fucking order enough.
Yeah, I only
And it's
ordered
like this
2.
way, you get what you want. Yeah.
Yeah. For like Ryan's gonna get a shirt and it ain't gonna cost him shit.
Right.
He's definitely gonna get a shirt.
Yeah, he's been with us
And
since day one. Ben's
right,
been with us since day one.
and that's the advantages of the Patreon. Like, yeah, you pay monthly, you get all this other stuff,
And
but
I
like,
believe Chandra is the other one, the
yeah,
ones that have been with us since day one.
yeah. And I can foresee those who are the Patreons, then it's a given. Like, if we don't order none of them fucking shirts, I know at least 4 Patreon members that are getting goddamn shirts.
Yeah, but like if you're a
You know,
patron member for what? It's like what was it, 4 months, 4 or 5 months, then that's how you get the shirt anyway.
well, if it's a $10 tier and it's like,
Then like 3
2 or
months.
3 months, yeah,
Yeah.
that way we cover the cost of the shirt. Because I did that
Right.
one shirt, dude. That was $30 for that one goddamn shirt.
Exactly. Right. And then you're gonna pay $7 to ship the motherfucker. So
I was like, I can't do this. We got to think of something else.
right.
Um,
Well, let's fucking give a shout out to all the patrons, supporters, and producers because my daughter just came down here and told me that her snake gate came out of the rock, so I got to go see if it'll eat. I'm gonna go feed our new baby snake that we got today.
nice.
And so we want to give a big, gigantic thank you to Matt Santoro, obviously, everyone who listens, even if you're not a patron, thank you. But
Yep.
most specifically, we want to say thank you to Ben Newman, Chandra Daler, Ryan Merriman, Brent Kopaka, Tara Myers, Paul Tonkovich, John Bailey, and Katie Jellick.
Absolutely.
So thank you guys so much for donating to our Patreon. We really appreciate it.
We're getting there. The quality of this podcast is like no other. I listen to other podcasters and they don't touch our quality. And I want to put that out there because you know me, I don't boast much about what we do. I'm kind of like, yeah, we're cool, but I can say we are definitely killing the quality of the game, and kudos.
Except for last episode, I don't know what the fuck was going on my end. I fucking sounded like
shit. It's okay. We fixed it.
We figured out what to do before we go live now. Yeah, so that
absolutely know exactly what to do when your shit fucks up.
Right.
But anyway, let's get out of here, man.
All right, man. I love you, brother. I'll talk to you later.
Dude.
Peace out.
See you.
Thanks for tuning in to our little Passion Project podcast. Remember, we go live every single Friday night, same damn time, same damn channel. So if you miss it, don't blame us.